Welcome to Road to Billions podcast, the mentality of an entrepreneur. With your host, Moise Bertrand.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is indeed your host, Moise Bertrand of Road to Billions podcast. I love you guys, and I thank you guys so much for freaking chiming in and subscribing to the podcast. For everybody who's been giving me some great reviews, I love you guys as well. But be sure to also do one thing, and that is follow me on all social media platforms at billionaire_Moise. So I want to take you guys down a trip, and the whole overview and mission of this podcast is to give viewers and listeners insight. Opportunity and chaos. So what's up, everybody, man? This is a very touchy subject because not everybody may not agree with it. But at the end of the day, you know, I tell everybody all the time, everybody has an opinion for everything. And, you know, I was pretty much stating my voice to a group of my colleagues, and I brought up the subject about opportunity and chaos. And I like using that quote a lot, matter of fact, because I would say that's one of my favorite quotes in life, because you have to understand in chaos, opportunity comes. And for those who capture the opportunity will be the ones who come out the chaos successful. And it's really an odd and it's really a contradicting subject, because what is opportunity in a chaos pretty much saying? How do you notice opportunity inside of a chaos? So from my understanding, you may have, I'm going to say this, 5 people who are arguing. And in the 5 people, one of the people are famous, and you've been begging to meet this person for so long. And you may have a skill set that at that present moment that person may need. So you may overhear a conversation with the person, and he's baffling and he's yelling at this other 4 people saying, you guys were supposed to get the graphic design in 5 hours ago. Find me a reluctant and more dependable graphic designer. And he's just going on ranting. Your ears overhear this and you're like, oh crap. Like, what the, like, this is real? Like, let me see if this is maybe my calling. So you already got presented, I could do graphics. You overheard that, not because you were supposed to eavesdrop in the conversation, but you heard what the universe was giving to you. And not only that, this is the person you've been begging to meet, and you idolize this person. You've been saying, wow, if I ever get a chance with this person, this would be the perfect time. And then you see this person, and this person is in a whole argument. This person says they need a graphic designer, and you have all the skill sets and even more of a graphic designer. So what do? Well, first, that's opportunity inside of a chaos, because you have to understand that person is distraught, and that person has the emotions bottled all up, and it's just exploding everywhere. So you have to come in with a mindset of, I'm going to take advantage, and I'm going to just make sure this situation is just smoothing out as best as possible, and I'm going to be the person who takes the credit for it. And this credit isn't saying, hey, I'm just going to take someone else's job. This credit is saying taking the opportunity, because the person may not even hire you. Like, I'm not telling you, I never told you this person got hired. I told you this person noticed the conversation, but it's up to that person to close the conversation. And that's where opportunity comes in at. You got a chance to finally talk to this person. Now you're talking to this person, and they saying, show me your portfolio, show me your work. And they're shaking their head, and they're liking every bit of information you're sharing with them. Now they present you with a job. Now you just captured the opportunity in chaos. This one door can open up so many other doors, because your instinct initially told you, overhear this conversation, and you heard keywords relatable to your life, your career path, graphic design, independent, dependable. So you heard these words that, you know, obviously coexisted with you. And I tell everybody all the time, it's so much opportunity and chaos, because even though it may not be to a job related, it's still as far as helping yourself with money and financially wise. Recently, so many grants and so many loans and so many postponing of bills just been piling up in our society and economic infrastructure, that people who once on the bad end of the stick are on the good end of the stick. And that's pertaining to the economy class changing. A lot of people who went from poor households were able to become middle class families, not because they did anything too crazy, it's because they took advantage of the opportunity. Their car note was delayed for 3 months, or they was postponed, or their mortgage was postponed, or their rent or their landlord was postponed for 3-4 months. Now in that time being, they've been asking the universe, and they've been praying or manifesting, or whoever higher gods they pray to, and they've been asking themselves, hey, honestly, if I get $5,000 or $6,000 saved up, I'm going to leave my job and I'm going to start on my business. And reluctantly, in them 3 months, you're able to save 3 to 6, 7, 8, 9,000, how much whatever your goal was, plus more, only because the opportunity and the chaos presented itself. And a lot of people may have taken that money that was saved up or didn't need to be spent in that time duration, and then went to go spend it. Just go be so spendle. I don't even know if that's a real word, but just to spend all the money on nonsense and then things that aren't going to be valuable assets. Just liabilities on top of liabilities. There's more headaches on top of more headaches. Who wants another car note? Who wants more insurance? Who wants all these things that are just going to take more money out your pocket? So for those who took advantage of the grants and loans and the postponing of bills and even the scholarships that a lot of students didn't know about, man, a lot of people are on the better side of the stick. And that's pretty much the whole topic of the podcast today I'm speaking about. There's opportunity and chaos. There's not one person that you can tell right now that every great company arrives from a pandemic or a recession. There was always a what if this happens, who will come out victorious? And a lot of people came out victorious when Uber first made their appearance, and Google, and all these other companies that when the economy was crashing, Apple, these companies took advantage from investors because investors were like, well, hey, listen, the stock market is crashing. Your company seems like it's doing a good job already, or it looks like it's about to blow up. I want to give you $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to put inside that, and I want my joint back in the next 10, 15 years. And Lord and behold, Apple is worth $2.3 trillion, I believe, or $2 trillion. Don't quote me on that. Please don't. But it's just the simple fact that, you just have to take opportunity inside of that chaos and notice it before everybody else does. And, with everything going on right now, social media marketing and business marketing, it's imperative, you guys, to always get your business up and running on social media as well. So many people are buying online now that is ridiculous. Everybody's on their phone 24/7. I haven't seen one person I walked by or had a convo with that they had to either put their phone up when I walked up to them, or they were just, having a leisure time just scrolling on their phone casually. So I'm looking at everybody like, well, if there's 3 to 5 billion people on social media each and every day, that's like 45% of the world's population. Why aren't I selling to these people? Why aren't I taking advantage? Why do I have to become a consumer? I told so many of my friends that, hey, you have an apparel business. There's nothing wrong with not selling shirts for the first 2 days. But honestly, if you push for that third day to wear your own apparel and you make it look good and you market it pretty well, and I mean marketing not just by posting a video or content a day and it's all lousy, low quality. I'm talking about real marketing. I'm talking about putting together a team of models, or photographers, or even videographers, and bringing your vision to life to make it pretty much copy how these fashion businesses run, and how H&M and how all these businesses run, because at the end of the day, your vision is to be past that. I will hope you wouldn't want to be just a person selling their own merch. So I tell everybody all the time, take advantage of everything that's presented in front of you. If you see people talking about information that may arise in the next couple of months, chime in on the conversation and also listen, because there's some people out there that has knowledge that hasn't even been spoken about yet to the population, to the masses. And there's people out here that has information that they're waiting to give the information to other people who are eager and are also ready to listen, because knowledge is power only if you know how to use it. So I tell everybody all the time, be mindful, do what you got to do now so you can always have the fruits of your labor coming in the future. Opportunity and chaos is what I really want you guys to embed in your brains. Look for opportunities, and chaos doesn't come around often, but when it does, like I said, opportunity arising in each chaos. Be mindful and be brilliant, you guys. Take care. Thank you guys for listening to Road to Billions podcast. Once again, it's hosted by your favorite host, Moise Bertrand. Subscribe, comment, and let me know what you guys think. Thank you very much.